I'm going to start with a story that I keep hearing from a lot of people who are trying to upgrade their home office or small studio. The moment they unbox a big format printer that looked sleek on the website, they realize they've just added a piece of equipment that takes up half the room, needs special paper, and still won't give them the color accuracy they need for client work. That gap between looks good online and works for me is why I'm doing this deep dive, so you can avoid that disappointment before you spend a couple of $1,000s. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what the HP DesignJet Studio Wood actually is. It's a 24-inch large format printer marketed toward graphic designers, architects, and small-scale print shops that need high-resolution output on a variety of media. The big draw is its studio wood finish, which is meant to blend into a creative space better than a clinical white box. It comes with a 3-year warranty care pack, which is nice because large format printers can be pricey to service. But a warranty isn't the whole story. What matters is how the machine behaves in everyday use. If you've ever tried to print a full bleed poster from a desktop publishing program, you know you need a printer that can handle wide rolls, change media quickly, and actually respect the color profile you've spent hours calibrating. The DesignJet Studio Wood supports media up to 24 inches wide, handles both roll and sheet types, and advertises one-click printing from anywhere, meaning you can send a job from a laptop, tablet, or even a phone without juggling drivers. In theory, that sounds perfect for a freelance designer who works in coffee shops or a small studio that wants to print on-demand proofs. Now, let's break down the practical strengths. The first thing I noticed in the Hansen videos that I've watched is the intuitive control panel. It's a touchscreen that walks you through media loading, and you can actually preview the roll length before you start a print. That feature saved a friend of mine who runs a tiny branding agency several minutes a day because he no longer has to guess whether the roll will run out mid-job. The second strength is the built-in color management. HP's embedded ICC profiles can be selected directly from the printer's menu, which means you don't have to export a separate profile for each paper type. If you're printing on glossy photo paper one day and matte fine art paper the next, you just toggle a setting and the printer takes care of the adjustments. That's real-time savings for anyone who moves between media frequently. The third practical advantage is the 3-year warranty care pack. Large format printers often have a reputation for needing costly head replacements after a year or two, especially if you print a lot of dense, pigment-based inks. The extended warranty gives you peace of mind that if something goes wrong, you won't be stuck on a $300 service call. For a small business owner who budgets tightly, that warranty is a part of the total cost of ownership that can't be ignored. On the flip side, there are a few weaknesses that only become clear once you put the printer through a typical workday. First, the printer's footprint is larger than many users expect. The chassis is roughly the size of a full-size desktop computer, and you need at least a 2-foot clearance behind it for the paper roll to feed properly. If you're working in a home office that's already cramped with a desk and a monitor, you'll have to sacrifice floor space or consider moving the unit into a dedicated print nook. That's a real trade-off that the product page doesn't highlight very well. Second, the one-click printing from anywhere feature requires the HP Smart app, which is a nice concept but can be a bit finicky on Android devices. Users have reported that the app sometimes drops the connection when the printer is busy with a large job, meaning you have to resend the file. In a fast-paced environment where you're juggling multiple prints, that delay can interrupt workflow. If you rely heavily on mobile devices for job submission, you might want to test the app on your own hardware before committing. Another point that's easy to overlook is the ink consumption. The DesignJet Studio Wood uses HP's Vivera pigment inks, which deliver excellent longevity and color gamut, but they are not cheap. A full-bleed 24-inch poster can use a significant portion of a cartridge's capacity, especially if you print on high-coverage media. For hobbyists who print sporadically, the running cost can add up quickly. Compared to a desktop inkjet that uses dye-based inks, the pigment inks are more durable but also more expensive per square foot. Now, who should buy this printer? If you're a freelance graphic designer who needs to produce client-ready proofs on glossy, matte, and specialty media without outsourcing to a print shop, the DesignJet Studio Wood offers the flexibility and color control that can keep you in-house. Architects.